The morning sunlight spills through the billowing curtains, turning their bedroom into a haven of soft, golden hues. The warm rays gently caress the slumbering figures, coaxing them into a gradual awakening. The room is adorned with a tranquil stillness, interrupted only by the subtle rustling of the curtains and the gentle breeze that carries the promise of a new day. In the quiet embrace of the morning light, a sense of shared intimacy blossoms. His arms, a secure and comforting shield, instinctively draw you closer, creating a cocoon of warmth that shields both of you from the remnants of the night's embrace. The air is tinged with a mixture of warmth and the subtle fragrance of morning dew, enhancing the overall sensory experience. With a tender yet lingering touch, his arms wrap around you even tighter, forming a connection that transcends the physical. The soft embrace speaks of shared dreams, whispered confidences, and the unspoken promise of a day unfolding in unison. His arms wrap around you tighter before he begins to get up and head towards the kitchen.
Where are you going?
You hardly open your sleepy eyes, reaching out to grab the hem of his t-shirt. He smiles softly and leans down to give you a gentle kiss on the forehead.
I'm going to make breakfast for us.
Breakfast.
You try to engage your brain that just woke up.
Yes, morning would need to have breakfast.
But your hand continues to grab his t-shirt, not wanting to let him go.
Don't worry, sweetheart.
He murmurs affectionately, brushing a lock of hair behind your ear.
It's okay if you stay here and relax while I handle it. What would you like for breakfast?
What I want. I don't know, but being my boyfriend should be able to know my favorites.
You sit up slowly, waiting for the moment to fully wake up. But your hand is still grabbing his t-shirt subconsciously, not letting him go.
Well, since you asked.
He replies with a smile.
How do some fluffy pancakes sound? With plenty of syrup and fresh fruit on the side?
Sounds so sweet. Sounds very good.
You're imagining you're drowning in sweetness. As soon as you finish speaking, he quickly pulls back from your grasp, as subtly as possible, and gets dressed before heading off to the kitchen. A few minutes later, he returns holding 2 plates stacked high with golden brown pancakes dripping with syrup. Beside them are bowls of mixed berries and whipped cream. Setting everything down on the table, he gestures for you to join him.
Dig in whenever you're ready.
You are like a phantom without a soul, who only follows the sweetness and floats to the dining table. But you forget that humans walk on their feet. Even though your consciousness has drifted to the table, your body is still on the bed.
Why am I still on the bed?
Your brain is still awakening, causing you to lose your adult mind. You feel a little aggrieved. Chuckling softly, he scoops up your legs and carries you over to the table, setting you down next to him.
There we go.
He whispers tenderly against your ear.
Now we can enjoy our breakfast together.
After taking a bite of his own pancakes, he looks at you expectantly.
So how do they taste?
You cut off a piece of pancake and bite into it. The sweetness brings you back to your senses. Your face reddens slightly at the thought of what you just did unconsciously.
Yep. Very tasty.
Though you were too shy to taste it. He reaches out gently, cutting off a smaller piece of pancake and placing it onto your tongue for you. Then, watching closely, he feeds himself another bite as well.
See? It's not bad at all.
He says softly. You feel your face burning. The pancake in your mouth, mixed with his scent, becomes the sweetest pancake you've ever tasted. You put down your knife and fork slowly. Your shyness is so extreme that you can't bear to cover your burning cheeks with your hands.
It's delicious. Thank you for making this for me.
Your voice slipped through your fingers.
Of course.
He responds warmly, smiling brightly at you.
That's what partners are for, sharing moments like these.
Reaching across the table, he takes hold of both your hands in his own reassuringly large ones. His touch sends shivers down your spine despite yourself.
And thank fate for bringing us together.
He adds quietly before returning his attention to eating his food. Relieved that he didn't seem to mind your morning's childishness. You went back to eating the pancakes that he made for you.
You say that again, fate. Why do you always think we're together because of your luck but not your effort?
He smiles softly at this question.
Well, I suppose it is a bit of both.
He admits with a shrug.
I mean, we met through our shared love for gaming and got to know each other that way, isn't that fate? And here we are now.
He takes another bite from his own plate before continuing thoughtfully.
But I also believe in putting effort into relationships, otherwise, they won't last long. So it's both luck and hard work keeping us together.
You think for a moment and agree with him.
You have a point, too. I've played games with so many guys online that I haven't really wanted to meet anyone but you. I'm a little surprised when thinking about this now.
I know what you mean.
He replies quietly as he finishes his food, setting down the fork and wiping his mouth with a napkin.
It feels good to have someone special in my life.
He looks at you fondly over the table before leaning forward slightly. Their faces are only inches apart now.
And I promise, always will be there for you.
He whispers softly, brushing some stray hair behind your ear tenderly as his hand lingers on your cheek. Your cheek flushes with his leaning.
I feel the same way.
You catch his fingers on your cheek.
And will try my best to do what you promised.
His heart skips a beat at this. He leans in even closer, their breath mingling as they share intimate air. His eyes search yours for any sign of doubt or fear before whispering softly against your lips.
I know you do.
He pulls back slightly to look into those beautiful black pools once more and smiles gently at what he sees there, only love reflected back at him. You realize that he didn't continue the kiss because he was waiting for your initiative. However, for those delicious pancakes, you decide to kiss him as he wanted.
Why do you always like to tease me so much? Can't you be a little more gentlemanly?
You pull back a bit and can't help but whine. He chuckles softly at your words.
Sorry, I guess sometimes I forget how gentle I should be.
He says apologetically as he cups your face with one hand, tracing gentle circles along your jawline with his thumb. Then, without further ado, he leans in and presses his lips firmly against yours in a gentle yet passionate kiss that seems to last forever. When he finally draws away, he looks deep into your eyes once more before speaking up.
I'll make sure to be more gentlemanly from now on.
He promises with a warm smile as they finish their breakfast together in companionable silence.
But I hope you won't mind if I still tease you every now and then, it's just part of who I am.
You pretend to agree to his request reluctantly.
As long as you are my boyfriend, I need to tolerate you, including this unreasonable request of yours.
I'll try.
He says with a chuckle.
But don't worry, I promise not to push it too far.
He finishes up the dishes, the clinking of plates and the rhythmic flow of water a soothing background to the shared warmth lingering in the kitchen. As the last dish is carefully dried and placed in its designated spot, a subtle sense of contentment envelopes the room, mirroring the deep connection that has been steadily growing between them. The day unfolds before them, a canvas waiting to be painted with shared experiences. With each passing moment, the intangible connection between them deepens, creating a sense of security that goes beyond mere companionship.